Willkommen, this is Julia.
And this is Shane. And this is Think Plant-Based. Think Plant-Based. Make sure to check out recipes, health tips, travel tips at www.thinkplantbased.com.
And we're officially on iTunes, so please rate and write us a review on iTunes.
Write us a review. Give us 2 stars, 3 stars, maybe 5 stars. Let us know.
For sure, 5.
Yeah, I mean, who would give us 2 stars anyways, right? But yeah, make sure to do that because that's how we get found.
We are also on YouTube. Check us out and find us on Think Plant-Based.
Hello again.
Hey.
And do you know what I'm addicted a lot? You know what?
What are
You know my
addicted
weakness,
to?
right? Traveling, of course.
Oh, right. Traveling.
Yeah.
Well, luckily we have a guest here that knows everything to do with traveling.
All the way from England.
Yeah.
Hi, Harika.
Harika, how's it going?
Hello, Julie and Shane. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Our pleasure. Yeah, so tell listeners a little bit more about yourself and what inspired you to start like an eco tour agency, VOGO.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have always been a bit of a sustainable tourism advocate and a huge traveler. And the reason for me sort of starting something a little bit different, something that's a little bit more aligned with my passions, I am from a lifelong experiences, the string of experiences, being faced with, the lack of plant-based food when you're traveling. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, right, nothing like this exists. I've got to set up shop and set up a company and do my own thing. So here I am with VOGO Tours.
Amazing.
On our podcast too.
Yeah. And woman-owned business as well. That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Ethnic minority as well.
Wow.
That's great. So what does VOGO
Exactly.
stand for? You want to know what that stands for?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, actually. It doesn't stand for anything.
okay.
I just wanted something short, snappy, something that just has a bit of brevity, So did a bit of brainstorming and just landed on VOGO.
Oh, very catchy, right?
Catchy name, yeah.
Exactly.
Great name.
Hard to forget. Definitely.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Nice. And how did your vegan journey start? Like, it had to start somehow, right? Before you start even your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And it sort of goes all the way back to when I was a young girl, young sort of impressionable teenager. I think I was about 13 years old at boarding school. And, there wasn't much of a conversation around, the types of food that you're eating and the reasons why you'd eat specific diets and go down that path. But I remember at the time, a friend of mine showed me a YouTube video. And this video was called Earthlings. I don't know if you guys have heard of Earthlings.
Yeah, we watched it
I've never
too.
seen it, but
I've seen it.
she's
Yeah,
seen it.
it's pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking. It's incredibly raw. It's really powerful. And I mean, Shane, it's definitely sort of that behind the scenes real truth to animal agriculture. And I think it's fair to say it's impressionable enough to let anyone sort of stop, with their decisions of eating meat. So, yeah, I mean, it all started then, young teenager sort of giving up that meat path and just choosing one that's a little bit more ethical, really. So that's how my journey started.
Was it like cold turkey for you? Or was it
Cold
gradually?
turkey.
Yeah, right. That's always a weird word. I don't even like to use it, but was it gradually for you?
I think growing up, being from an Indian family, it's pretty normal to not eat meat.
Right.
At home, both my parents, they were both vegetarian, no meat in the house, really, and it's natural. It's not really a big deal. So to be able to sort of take that further and to continue on that journey and that path as to what feels right. No, it's always been there for me, and it's never been a challenge. So I wouldn't say it was gradual or anything. It was sort of more of a lifestyle for me, and it's just one that feels right and is right and will always continue to sort of be that way for me.
That's amazing. Right. And was it all in England, or did you grow up somewhere else, different country?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Yeah, so I went to boarding school in Bangalore in South India. So that's sort of where I came across that YouTube video. So amazing experience abroad, and sort of spent some time in Australia, spent some time in your land as well, over in Canada.
Amazing.
Yeah, bit of a traveler.
Yeah, right, you got to. That's awesome. And
absolutely,
yeah, that's amazing. And what's a great way, like, to prepare for a big trip, even if the country you're traveling to is not very vegan friendly? Do you have anything in mind?
Ooh, yes.
It can be hard out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
even traveling in your country.
Even still, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we live in this vegan bubble, especially we had a planted expo, a vegan expo last week. And it felt like, again, I'm in this vegan bubble. Being vegan is super easy. I can get vegan food everywhere, but it's not always the case.
No, you're absolutely right. Even in our sort of Western countries, we are so exposed to having, vegan food options and, completely meat-free food options and sort of substitutes as well. And we sort of take it for granted, especially in big cities and like you said, when we're sort of, traveling within our bubble. But I think one of the most difficult parts, one of the most challenging parts is really when you're thrown into perhaps a destination or a country where it's norm, right? It's a real cultural difference. People don't really understand what veganism really is about. A lot of people assume that, okay, so you eat fish then, right? Or
all the time. I hear that still. I'm like,
all the
I
time.
actually overheard someone talking, and I had to get in and explain them. I don't know. Sometimes I can't hold it in. I just have to, in a nice way, though. I just like to educate people about it, because there's so much misconception, right?
Yeah.
About,
or
they
people
fish.
get it, but then they don't really get it, or they put it aside when they kind of contradict what they're thinking in their mind. I see that a lot.
Yeah, that's right. And it comes down to I suppose it comes down to education. Some people perhaps just aren't willing to learn what veganism is about. What does it mean to eat plant-based? And people some people really can think of the worst. So what do you eat then? And some of the questions which I'm sure you guys have come across as well, some of the questions that are thrown at you, and gosh, it really does challenge you for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, my advice for anybody that's traveling, period, and this is really one of the reasons why I set up VOGO, right? Because, it is a challenge. It is a challenge, just to be able to communicate, especially when you go to certain African countries and countries within Asia, it's really difficult to sort of communicate and to say, hey, look, no fish broth, or, actually we need something that's, more than just lettuce. It's tough, but I would say, just, learn local words, be open to communicating effectively to try and, eliminate some of the things that you definitely don't want on your plate. Be open, be curious, and don't be afraid to sort of just go to your bare basics of chips and pasta. There is definitely options out there, but this is the real reason why I started VOGO, because it's very tough, especially in certain countries, certain destinations. And sometimes you're just given a plate of just greens, and you don't want to lose out on the whole travel experience. You want to still be able to experience a country in all its glory. But the only difference is really you just want to be able to not miss out on vegan food.
Exactly. Can you give us a typical example of like a tour in Africa? Do you have anything in mind, like what to expect when people book with you?
Yeah, like how does VOGO work and begins, and if people are interested, how they go about contacting you and what your company does?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a wonderful question. So, I mean, you mentioned Africa. Right now, we have been working on this absolutely incredible trip to East Africa, to a place called Ethiopia. And, when you think of Africa, you think, oh my goodness, it's just so meat heavy. How am I going to survive? But, we are working with local guides, and, you're sort of taken to a bunch of different places. You sort of really do some walks and hikes, and you really get to visit local people, local villages, and everything about the trip is vegan. It is incredible. On one of the days, you sort of get taken up to this beautiful vantage point, and it's so high up, and you sort of see local Geralta monkeys, just in their natural habitat. And what we'll do is we'll actually set up shop, and we'll create this incredible vegan meal, this bush barbecue in the middle of nowhere. And it's just something barbecue. You just...
Nice.
That's amazing.
Exactly. It's just something you wouldn't be able to do on your own. That authentic sort of experience. Without compromising on your food experiences. So that's just one of the examples. Right now, we're sort of really pushing India. It's huge. North India, South India. India's a great destination, especially, if you really love to try different types of vegan and vegetarian food. We're doing vegan poolside barbecues. It's quite fun, exciting. You can, if you go to South India with this, we've got this really beautiful South Indian tour where we sort of take you through. You get to see animals in their natural habitats. You get to come on board a houseboat, and we'll have a private chef on board, and they'll just cook you up some incredible local dishes. And it's quite unique, really unique experience.
Sounds like it,
You guys have to come and join.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, now the traveling's opening back up.
I'm getting excited.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time to travel.
How long do these tours go for? Like a week or?
Yeah, a little bit over a week. We want to be able to maximize each destination, as opposed to just promote sort of really short-term travel. We will sort of slow it down and really focus on more than just the food. It's there's a couple of different pillars here that we want to focus on. With food being the obvious, highlight, of course, that's really important. It really sort of makes your experience. But beyond that, we've got to sort of look at the planet. What impact are we putting on the planet? So there's a huge focus on actionable results, like are we choosing hotels that are perhaps using or harvesting a rainwater system? Are we getting food from the local organic garden that they have on site? Little things like that really help contribute to making the trip truly ecological and sustainable. Travel itself, there's no hiding away from the fact that it has huge detrimental effects to greenhouse gases, global acidification, and all sorts. So, we want to really be able to take each component of our trip and completely flip it on its head and sort of empower the local people through education, employment, philanthropic initiatives, and do everything that we can to really study and focus on conservation and preservation. And we do that on every single trip. So it's quite exciting. It's quite new, quite novel in terms of what we're doing and what we're delivering. And hopefully more and more people will be able to back that concept and join the tours. That's the end goal for me, for sure.
Yes,
Right.
it sounds super exciting, and you get to meet other people because you go as a group, right?
Yeah.
In these tours.
Must be fun.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Small group tours, and it really attracts the right type of traveler because ultimately, if you're into food, you're into sustainability. There's this whole persona really that you're going to have, and you're really going to attract those like-minded people, and it's a great way to meet new people.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right.
So impressive.
Yeah. So it
Like, what are you doing?
looks like you're going to be.
Sorry?
No, so I was just going to say, looks like you'll be joining one of our trips soon.
I
Then.
hope so. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
fun.
I can't wait.
Where can the listeners find where to have these amazing adventures and trips that you offer?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So just head on over to vogotours.com.
Okay.
And just find the trip that you're after, select your departure date, and then book it, and that's it.
Wow.
Okay. So do you say I wanted to go to a specific place, or do you guys just offer certain areas right now? Per se.
So so all of our trips, because they require so much planning and thinking and organization, all of our trips are organized well ahead in advance, so they're all group tours. They are very well thought out itineraries, and itineraries that requires a lot of communication with the local eco lodges and boutique hotels and local guides and operators and people that we need on the ground. So we don't do sort of just you land and go wherever you want. They're really highly considered. So they're set itineraries, but they have really everything has been thought out in advance, so you're not time wasting, but it's not go either. There's this beautiful harmonious balance of relaxation, easy pace travel, exploration, and really this immersed experience, all whilst just consuming a ton of vegan food.
That's
amazing.
Awesome. Do you have what are some upcoming ones, just to pique some interest of some listeners?
That's interesting. So, okay.
Or my ear, me and Julia's ear.
Yeah, exactly.
Without giving too much away, there are definitely one or two new destinations that I am working on this year, and you will just have to keep checking back in to see which destinations have been released. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you done any traveling yourself lately, or do you have anything in mind?
Just family in Europe. That was about it last year. But it's been quite slow. The rest of the world, I think. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How about yourself? You've been doing a lot of traveling?
I actually just got back from Corsica.
I love it there.
Gosh. Julia loves Corsica.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So nice.
So I was actually invited by the it's sort of like a network here. It was a bit of a network organization in partnership with the local tourist board, and it was the southern region of Bonifacio in down at right on the southern coast there. So I was invited on this trip, and it was incredibly thought-provoking. We had some great conversations. We really put in some actionable solutions on how to increase the ecological footprint of travel, how to attract the right type of traveler, and how to market the destination. So it was a wonderful little trip, and it is, again, talking about food, we sort of went to a permaculture garden. We discussed all sorts of, medicinal properties, and we played around with all the herbs and all sorts. And we had a local chef who just cooked up the most incredible vegan dishes.
wow.
And all whilst really taking advantage of the local ingredients that are in season as well. Nothing's been imported, nothing like that at all. Everything's locally grown, and the local dish as well. It just really highlights the aubergine as well, or the eggplant, if you guys call it eggplant.
Oh yeah. Eggplant.
Yeah. So,
yeah, right.
so hopefully that's piqued your interest to want to travel a little bit.
We'll have to keep checking back in and seeing what comes up.
Yeah, that sounds
absolutely.
exciting.
Join one of the trips. You're welcome anytime. Meet some great people and eat some great food.
Yeah, right. I mean, life gets just so much more exciting when you travel and eat amazing foods.
Yeah.
Especially, I like to try dishes actually I never tried before, because every country has different spices, right? And that's what I love about it. Like, I always loved traveling since I was a little kid and always exploring new places and food. It was always connected with food, though. Like, whenever I would travel, I want to try the food that they have.
Yeah.
Like, it was never like I traveled to a place, but I don't care about the
tourist
food attractions. At all. Like, I don't
care more about the food than the tourist attractions.
Yeah, me too. Always.
Maybe that's the Italian in us.
Yeah, I guess, we have Italian background, and we grew up, like, spend most of the time in the kitchen, right? So that's what we do. We cook with our family and just enjoy food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even with travel, if food just centralizes the whole trip and it just adds purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'm with you on that one, guys.
Yeah, right.
That's good to hear. Well, thanks for joining us, Harika.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time.
Busy schedule, and hopefully we'll maybe see you sometime on a tour. Who knows, right? Sometime soon.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Absolutely. Would love to have you guys join one of our trips.
Aww.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you.
It was wonderful chatting with you both, Julie and Shane. Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure. And it's amazing what you're doing to this world, in a global aspect. It's just amazing. Like, there's so much work behind the scene that we wouldn't even know unless we had you here on our show. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
to set up
it's so impressive, like, it's not just a tour. No, there's so much heart in it.
Right.
You really do all the detailed work to make it magical for the people that join the tour.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's the idea, just so that you can experience as the traveler, and not feel left out, simply because of our dietary choices. So
exactly.
That's the idea. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks so much again. And
thanks so much. And
for everything you do.
We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, take care. Bye, Harika.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Take care, Harika.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.